Namaste children, I am Smita, your English teacher from Mangala Vidya Mandira. Class 8 Standard, Subject English. Children, in today's class, let us continue the lesson called as the Emperor's New Clothes. Children, you all know the story so far, isn't it? Now the chief advisor, he sends the special assistant to see what was really happening in the weaver's room. Okay, so scene 3. Next day in the evening, a room in the palace. The special assistant enters the room. He shows a great surprise when he sees the two weavers working on the two looms with no trace of any cloth or thread on it. Okay, as I told you, chief advisor sends the special assistant, and the special assistant, he enters a weaver's room in the palace. At that time, what happens? He finds two weavers working on the looms without any cloths or thread on the loom. Special assistant speaking to himself. Good heavens, what are these two weavers doing? I don't see any cloth anywhere. First weaver, seeing the special assistant. Ah, sir, step this way if you please. Second weaver. We hope the work we have done will please you, as it has pleased the chief advisor. Special assistant. The chief advisor told me that he was very happy with your work. Children, now special assistant, he speaks to himself that there was no cloths on the looms, and he wondered what the two weavers were doing. Now the second weaver, he asks if the work they had done has pleased the special assistant the way it had pleased the chief advisor. So now special assistant, he now says that the advisor was very much pleased by their work. First weaver. Look and see how beautiful the circles and the flowing lines are. Second weaver. And the colors, the dark red and the sky blue on the gold background. Okay, now the weavers tell the special assistant the same thing they had told the special advisor, and they tell the special assistant to see the beauty of the cloths they were weaving. Were they weaving any cloths, children? No, isn't it? Special assistant, tacking them on his fingers. Dark red, sky blue, gold background. Yes, they are very good. But His Majesty would like to know when the new cloths will be ready. First weaver. We will be working on the looms the whole night now. Second weaver. Tell His Majesty that the new cloths will be ready tomorrow morning. Okay, now the special assistant, he pretends as though he could see the colors and the shapes they had mentioned, so that he doesn't prove to be a fool. He asks when they would be ready for the king to wear. Now the first weaver says that they would be working on the looms the whole night, and the second weaver says that the cloths would be ready by next day morning. Special assistant. Thank you very much. His Majesty will be very happy to hear that, speaking to himself as he goes out. Oh Lord, help me. Am I a fool? Am I unfit for the job? I don't know, but I must keep the secret to myself. Now, special assistant, he thanks the two weavers, and tells them that the king would be very happy to hear that. But as he leaves the place, he too, like the special advisor, starts doubting about himself if he was a fool or unfit for the job, as he could not see anything on the loom. Scene 4. The Palace Hall. The Emperor enters the hall followed by the chief advisor, the special assistant and other courtiers. The two weavers come in bowing to the Emperor. First weaver, coming forward to the Emperor, pretending to hold the invisible cloths in his hands and bowing to him. Here, Your Majesty, are the coat and trousers which you will wear in the procession. The Emperor nods his head, and the first weaver goes back to his place. Second weaver comes forward to the Emperor, pretending to hold the coat in his hands. And here, Your Majesty, is your coat which you will wear over the suit. The Emperor again nods his head, and the second weaver goes back to his place. Children, in the scene 4, which takes place in the palace hall. Now, first weaver, he pretends as though he is holding king's clothes and tells the emperor to see the clothes the king would wear during the procession. The king nods or shakes his head. Now, the second weaver pretends to show the coat, and again the emperor nods his head. First weaver. May we request your majesty to come to the dressing room so that we may help you to wear the new clothes? The emperor gets up from his chair and all the courtiers also stand up. The emperor then goes into the dressing room. There is some noise made by the rustling of the cloths, and the low voices of the two weavers are heard for some time. Chief advisor, going towards the dressing room and speaking from outside in a loud voice. Your Majesty, the people are waiting outside to see you in your new clothes. It would please them very much if you show yourself on the balcony before the procession sets out. Okay, children, now what happens? Now the first weaver, he asked the king to come to the dressing room so that he could try the new clothes. So the king goes to the dressing room. Now the chief advisor, he goes near the dressing room and speaks in a loud voice, and he says that people are waiting outside to see the new clothes the king was wearing. So he requests king to come outside. Emperor, speaking from the dressing room. Certainly, certainly, my good chief advisor. I have just put on the wonderful clothes these tailors have made for me. I'll come as soon as I am ready. The emperor is seen coming out of the dressing room almost naked and walking through the hall towards the balcony. The courtiers show great surprise to see the emperor having little clothes on his body. But no one says anything because they have been told that only wise men will be able to see the emperor's new clothes, and the fools and the people who are unfit for their post will not see them. Okay, now what happens, children? The king says he would come out as soon as he was ready. Now the emperor comes out almost naked and he walks towards balcony. But courtiers, they become surprised looking at the king in less clothes. But no one utter a word, as they would be proved fools, isn't it, if they open their mouth, as the weavers had told that only wise men could see the clothes the king was wearing. So was he wearing any special clothes, children? No, isn't it? Next. Loud cheers are heard from the crowd standing on the road outside. When the emperor reaches the balcony, cheers stop all of a sudden and there is pin drop silence. Then the voice of a little child is heard crying out with laughter. Look, look, Daddy, the emperor has no clothes on at all. Has the king become very poor? Doesn't he have money to buy clothes? Now the king comes to the balcony and the cheering stops. Then a small child, she laughs looking at the king, and she says that emperor had no clothes on his body, and he wonders, she asks her father if the king had become poor or doesn't have money to buy clothes. Okay, here the story ends. Children, these words of child would be sufficient to make the king realize his mistake, isn't it? Now all the courtiers would realize their foolishness in believing that king had worn clothes and that they could not see, as they were fools and unfit for their jobs. Is it not? Okay, so children, I hope you have understood the story, and in the story the two weavers teach a lesson to the king. King should not be completely concentrating on the clothes which he is wearing, isn't it? It is a waste of time, and doing so would make the king himself a fool, is it not? So instead, any king should concentrate on the affairs and the problems of the people, and he should look and work for the progress of his people. Children, now coming to the homework part, you have to write a paragraph on "An empty mind is devil's workshop." Okay, and send it through WhatsApp. Thank you, children.